Good afternoon once again, viewers, and welcome to Capuchin TV, Catholic Broadcasting Ministry, Capuchin TV, and to this very special program, taking care of your psycho-spiritual well-being. And last week, we started talking about Lent. Of course, you know that this program runs every Thursday, and from 2:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern African time. So I said again, last week we started talking about Lent, and we look at what Lent is not, and of course we look at what are those things that are required of us during Lent, and we look at whether, okay, during Lent we do fasting, we do prayer, we do almsgiving. Of course, we also ask for forgiveness of God, and of course we forgive others as much as we ask for their own forgiveness too. So that is what we do during this Lent. And of course, when you talk about fasting, you are talking about, there are two things we talk about here. Either we talk about abstaining from certain food or certain things or certain behavior, or actually not eating certain kind of food, or cutting down on the number of things that we do maybe normally or excessively before. So a time of Lent is a time of getting back into ourselves, into kind of like a retreat. You know, you are retreating into yourself to know what to do, what not to do, what is right, and of course to shun everything that is not right, or that may not be appropriate, or that may be kind of blocking you from reconnecting with the divine. So Lent, we know, even though it is with food, drink, and other behaviors, we know it actually can impact our health, and like I said last week, maybe positively and negatively. And then, so those are the things we are talking about, and we continue with that today by now looking at Lent and your physical health. Lent and your physical health. My name once again is Joyce Pius Hegunjobi, a Reverend Father from the Psycho-Spiritual Institute. So, so what are we talking about here? We know again fasting involves food, and we know it involves drink, and these two are very important to our health. Not eating food can impact us. Not drinking water, you know, can get us dehydrated. And then this is Lent we are talking about. You have to, you know, get away food or eat less. And we are talking about don't drink, of course, with what we call dry fasts sometimes, that you put nothing in your mouth from morning till evening. So when we talk about food here, we are talking about whether regular meal, you know, regular meal, meaning your normal daily, for some of us would eat 3 square meal, morning, afternoon, night, and so on. When you talk about regular meal in this, it means the real food you eat. And food can also mean fruits. Of course, you know, fruits are also food. Maybe you are on a diet before, you've been eating vegetables and fruit alone. Of course, this period, it is still regarded as food. Also, we talk about drinks. When we talk about drinks, you can talk about water. You can talk about juice, different kind of juice, apple juice, mango juice, you know, pomade, whichever way kind of juice it is that you take. And of course, we talk about drinks, we talk about alcohol. When we talk about alcohol, in this case, with the dry gin or the whiskey, or talk about wine or beer, whatever it is that you are actually taking. So during the Lent, we know we have to fast from this, or at least to abstain from them, or to fast from them. Again, you know, when we talk about fasting, it's not necessarily when you deny yourself food the whole day. It could be what you deny yourself for some, for half a day, or you just cut down the quantity of the food that you eat. Not the quality, of course, but the quantity of what you eat. And of course, maybe things that you do regularly before, maybe before you do it 4 times a day, you can reduce it to 2 times or 1 time. And then, you know, it goes on and on like that. So, but again, we are looking more and more into the issue of food and drink. What do they do to our health? So in the first place, let us look at the negative. Not eating and not eating food and not drinking water can be a problem to you health-wise. Don't get me wrong. Yes, they can be a problem to you even during this Lent. Of course, I don't know, like Lent is for somebody who is who is having malnutrition. Of course, you don't want to tell the person to keep away from food. We're talking about people who actually you are okay and then you are trying to fast away from something. So not eating enough can bring you some kind of negative effect into your body, like feeling tired. Yes, you get feeling tired. Of course, for those of us who fast from morning to evening, you can experience that, where because you have not eaten, you seem to be so slow, and after all, you are trying to be careful so that you don't collapse. Even you won't die. Not eating for one day will not kill you. Even not eating for 2 days may not kill you. But however, you become very weak because the food is like a fuel to your body, and it keeps you going, gives you energy, So it can get you even ill, It can get you ill, and then more often you can actually have what we call hair loss. You can begin to lose your hair, and of course you may begin to have skin problem, of course wrinkled skin, and because you are not eating enough food. So that can happen to somebody who is fasting during this period, especially you are not just not eating enough for one day, but you are talking about 40 days here where you are not eating enough food. So something like that can happen. And of course, when you look at it also from the perspective of not drinking water, we know water, like I said, the food is the fuel to the body. The water is our radiator, the coolant. And of course, it gets us hydrated. So that we begin to, a lot of cells in our body can be lipid, can work very well and function properly the way they're supposed to function. So not getting enough of water also can cause hard stools. If you go to the restroom, you want to, to lessen yourself, and you see that you're actually passing hard stool, sometimes difficult for you to excrete. That may be the difficult thing. And then of course because you may be having constipation because there's no enough water in your body. So the processing of the waste product in your system is hardened because it's not softened because of the water presence or the presence of water there. Because of the constipation also, you can begin to have abdominal pain and cramps, your skin begins to look dull also because you are dehydrated. And of course, yes, so you have dry skin at the same time. So these are the things that can actually happen to you negatively during this Lent again. But the good thing there is that this is not because you don't have food to eat or because you don't have water to drink, or you don't, this is because you deliberately you are denying yourself of this food or cutting down deliberately because of the fasting, or for cutting away of course drinking too because of fasting. So psychologically, because you know why you are actually doing this, it may not really constitute any much problem to you because you know why you feel the way you feel at this time, and because your mind is attuned to the fact that yes, I have food, it's just that I'm not eating. When you are breaking your fast, of course you're going to eat well, and what you eat well during your fast, whatever, will actually become a nourishment back to your body to keep your body back to shape. And that is why you may not actually experience in the truer sense these negative effects that we talk about right now. You may not have that constipation because by the time you are breaking your fast, remember, when we eat, and when we eat, your body just needs a little to actually function. And when you drink also, your body also did lead to, of course, the water may want to circulate more to cleanse your body so that you can, have a clear urine and, of course, put away all the toxics in your system. But notwithstanding, during this Lent, even though we know naturally not eating well and not drinking enough of water can cause these problems, even a problem to your liver and the rest, we equally know that because it's the Lenten season, your mind works well with you in such a way that your body begins to regulate. So that's what I want to tell you about the negative effects. At the same time, fasting from food, either from morning till evening, like I said earlier, or for just from a period of time during the day. Some will say from morning till 12. Some will say from morning to 2. Some will say from morning, you're not eating anything until around 4. And of course, usually people break around 6. It also has many benefits you can ever imagine. And a lot of researches have been done in this area in such a way that, it tells us more about what it is to your body physically, how the body helps you physically for not eating enough food, of course, deliberately, and not drinking enough of water. So before I go into that, we're going to go on break. And when we come back from break, we'll be looking at those factors or those things or those influences or those impacts of not eating and of not drinking enough water or not drinking water at all from morning till evening, how it can actually be beneficial to your physical health. Once again, when we come back, we'll begin to look at that. So, stay tuned.
Capuchin TV, kitambulisho Katoliki.
The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
To get Lord's Prayer as your Skiza tune, send Skiza followed by code 738-102-64 and send it to 811.
The Psychospiritual Therapy Institute, which we of the Luxtera Leadership Foundation, in collaboration with Miss Joachim, have set up, is a project that I am very excited about, and I am very happy that I am part of the birthing of this project. It is aimed at healing of pastoral agents that run into problem on account of widespread trauma, on account of burnout, on account of addictions, and all kinds of problems that pastoral agents do have. But with this project of the Psychospiritual Institute, we shall now be training experts in psychospiritual therapy who will be available in various countries, various dioceses and congregations to help their colleagues who are in difficult life situations of an emotional and psychological nature.
Capuchin TV, kitambulisho Katoliki.
Okay, welcome back again. Again, this is Capuchin TV, and this is this special program taking care of your psycho-spiritual well-being. We've been looking at your LENT and your physical health. And of course, before we went on break, we were talking about that not eating actually during LENT, and of course, not drinking water. Even though you may want to think that it's going to affect you negatively because somebody who is not eating gets tired, and we do get tired during, feel tired during LENT because we are not eating, and of course somebody can get ill also, and of course you can begin to have hair loss or skin problem. And we talk about not drinking water well also may be problematic because water that needs to lubricate and of course to like put water to coolant in our system also can cause a heart stool and constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, and the rest due to dehydration. We said that we ended by saying that notwithstanding, because you're not eating and not drinking, it's not because you don't have food to eat and you don't have water to drink, but basically because it is something that you are doing intentionally, so your mind also works with that in such a way that you may not have those effects on your body. It may not get you sick, and of course you may not be dehydrated as you may think because you are not drinking enough water, and of course may not cause you such severe sickness or significant illness on your body, because again you are doing it intentionally and you're going to break in the due time that you know. So we're saying that notwithstanding, there is much more research people have done on the issue of benefits of fasting from food and of course from water, and on your benefits on your physical health. Like I said, various research studies suggest that taking a break, I repeat, taking a break from eating can sometimes reduce your risk for chronic conditions, especially for those who have diabetes, can risk of diabetes or for heart disease. Yes, taking a break from eating can sometimes reduce the risk of diabetes and then heart disease. That have been found by researchers. And of course, we know that a team of scientists from the University of Southern California also found that a fasting diet, could reverse diabetes again and repair the damaged pancreas. I repeat that fasting diet, that is fasting diet in this case means that you're actually cutting down on the quantity of food that you eat, or maybe you are not eating for some time, maybe in the morning or in the afternoon. It can actually reverse the diabetes or repair damaged pancreas. I know people have argued a lot of time, they say, if you can skip any food, don't skip breakfast. Some will say, you can skip breakfast, but don't skip lunch. Some will say, no, you can skip breakfast and skip lunch, but don't skip dinner. Well, there are different reasons why people say that. Probably because we say don't skip breakfast because all through the night, and that's a period of almost 6 to 7, 8, 9 hours, you have not eaten anything. So your body may have used, actually when you are sleeping, your body may have used all the reserved energy that you have, in the processing food and using them to develop part of your body to make repairs. So when you wake up, you want to fill it up with another, it's like fuel in your car. So you want to fuel the body. Yeah, it makes sense. But again, during Lent, because it is intentional, you don't really need to do that. And of course, fasting diet, like we said, also can actually help you with the too much sugar in the system or too less or little, because your body is able to regulate properly what was too much or too little, and of course to repair the damaged pancreas. Also, eating and digesting food takes a toll on the body. You know, when you eat and eat and eat and eat, your body actually has no time to rest, to, you know, to adjust, to process the food properly, and then let the ingredients or the nutrients begin to work in your system. But you see, if you are eating, especially that's why we tell people not to eat between meals. When you eat and eat and eat, your body is busy all day working on the food so that it can get them digest. And you see, so when you take this odd break from that, it can be a good thing because you let your body system also rest. You know, take a little rest to gather energy again to be able to work and digest your food. So that is also true. And according to one professor, Amanda Salis, you know, who researches on severe energy restriction at the University of Sydney, you know, she said that eating and digesting food can take a toll on the body. You know, like I said earlier, it can take a toll on your body. And of course, a psychologist, Meredith Fuller, also said that fasting can also help you to reset your relationship with food. Have you been having excessive food eating? Or you've been actually eating a particular kind of food, maybe rice in the morning, rice in the afternoon, or rice at night? Or whatever way your pattern of the kind of relationship you have with food has been before, during Lent, honestly, or on fasting, can help you to reset and to rethink and to restructure, and of course, to have a healthy relationship with a particular type of food. We also know that many studies have found that fasting could boost the production of certain protein, you know, which is beneficial for your brain functioning, and of course, especially what is known as a brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, you know, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which may also help you to reduce the risk of Alzheimer and Parkinson's disease. You see, so not fasting is very good for you during this period of Lent. Even though it's a spiritual thing, it has a lot of physical things it's doing to you without you knowing it. So when you give up or you limit meat intake, of course, you know this period people would always talk about stop eating meat, reduce the way you eat meat. Too much meat is not good. You eat all those every now and then. You know, one of the things you need to abstain from is meat, especially it is encouraged, especially in Catholic Church, it's encouraged that on Wednesdays and Fridays of Lent, you don't eat meat. I know people still eat meat. Some people still they don't care about it. They still eat meat. They still sit down in the Yamachoma joint every day, and that's what they're busy eating every now and then. But again, when you actually limit your meat intake, you know, it may help you to lower the risk of diseases, and not excluding not excluding cancer. So it can help you to reduce also cancer. And of course, we know that research has been done by the team of Harvard researchers, who also found that people who ate more red meat they tend to die younger and to die more often from cardiovascular diseases and cancer. So this means that when you fast during this Lent from meat, in short, you don't have to do it on Wednesday and Friday alone. When you actually say to yourself, no red meat during this Lent, it can actually help improve your life, helping you to live longer and healthier. And another thing is that, you know, when you fast from, you know, from food and even water during this Lenten season, it can help you to reduce your weight, you know, meaning that it can aid weight loss. Actually, for those of you who have been complaining I'm too fat, my tummy is too big, my waist is this, my shoulder is high, my that is, whatever way you talk about it. So when you begin to fast during this Lent, again, remember what I said last week, not fasting because you want to lose weight, not fasting because you want your health to improve. You are fasting for religious purpose, for spiritual reasons. But however, what you are doing spiritually and religiously, actually, I'm just saying, they can also transmit into what they call your physical health. So a modest weight loss, for example, is by 5 to 10% of your total body weight, and then when you are able to lose about 5 to 10% of your total body weight, it can actually produce great health benefit for you. One thing it can do is that when you lose weight, it can improve the blood pressure. If it's too high before, it can actually moderate it. And of course, for those who have high level of cholesterol or blood cholesterol, it can actually still help them to regulate that also to be normal. And those who have blood sugar, like we talked earlier about diabetes, so if you have that condition also, you may actually, it may be very helpful to you during this Lenten season to reduce all those things. And of course, people used to say, what is 5 to 10% of your total body weight? For example, if you are weighing about 200 pounds, if you are weighing about 200 pounds, 200 pounds would be around, say about 93, 94, 95 kg. So if that is what you weigh, so a 5% weight loss of about 200 will be like a 10 pounds. So if you lose 10 pounds, use about 3 or 4 kg, that can bring your weight down a little bit, and you can actually breathe better. You can do more other work because you have enough of strength. You are not getting tired easily because of accumulated fat and the rest in your system. So again, Lenten fasting also cleanses and of course detoxifies the body. Remember that even the issue of water that you drink, by the time you drink you don't drink water, your body becomes very acidic, and when you actually drink water in the evening, it actually helps you to flush those things away. And fasting can also help slow down aging process. I know you want to hear that one, because by producing more human growth hormones, which you call HGH, we tend to age faster. So when the body produces less HGH, of course, your aging process slows down. So that's what we'll be talking about today again, but don't just get too attached to because of the health benefit, then you have to fast. No, the purpose, don't forget, is for you to reconnect with yourself, to reconnect with others, and of course to reconnect with God. And above all, to fast, pray, and then to give alms and to ask for forgiveness. So once again, this is Capuchin TV. My name again is Joseph Pius Segunjo. I'll be your host here on this program, taking care of your psycho-spiritual well-being. I'll be talking about Lent and your health. So today we've talked about Lent and your physical health. See you again next time, same time, and God bless you. Happy Lent.